Hey YouTube, I'm super excited. This is my first video. I decided to make an anime channel. So here I am. I don't really even know my name yet, but I'm sure that by the time I upload this video, I'm going to have the perfect YouTube name. So basically, what I want to say to you guys is I'm going to be reviewing new anime as they come out on a weekly basis, the shows that I like. I'm going to be trying to get you guys some of my ideas about the episodes and how they went. This episode is going to be about Yona of the Dawn, and basically this episode was kind of a stray from what we've seen so far this season with Yona and Hawk going on their journey to try to build this coalition of the dragons together to go and take back the kingdom from Soo-won. So we've taken a break from Yona and Seiryu, the blue dragon, the white dragon, Hawk, and the other character that I can't remember his name right now. And so, yeah, that was basically this episode. I kind of like Soo-won. He's actually turned out to be a pretty effective leader, pretty effective general. Honestly, I kind of feel like he's actually a good king. He's a really good king. Kind of wish he didn't try to kill Yona and Hawk. But, you know, it's a coup d'etat, you know, that they took the power. You know, it's not uncommon in history of the world. So basically this episode, which is episode 16, War Games, it showed how Soo-won basically had this whole thing planned the whole time. He went into the kingdom of the Earth Kingdom and he met up with General Gunte, and basically the whole time General Gunte thought that Soo-won, or the new king, was weak. He didn't have any real abilities. He didn't have anything to lead the kingdom in the right direction, because he's like this war-crazy, war-hungry general who thinks that the only purpose that he has is war, and he's just ready to fight the next battle and re-fulfill his purpose and everything like that. But Soo-won, basically, he comes off as a carefree, kind of like a rabbit. Like, he's just the opposite of his father, who was more like a tiger, like a fierce warrior who loved to go to war. And so that's the reason why General Gunte basically didn't know what to think about Soo-won. He didn't know whether or not he would be a good, effective leader. So the whole time, Soo-won looked like he was wasting the time of the kingdom. And it actually turns out that everything that he did in his time there in the Earth Kingdom was strategic. He planned everything out. Everything was for the purpose of making sure he could reassure the Earth Kingdom that he's a good king, he's an effective king, to win over General Gunte, basically so that if they ever did go to war, he knew that they could have them on his side. So basically, I don't know if Soo-won is planning a war or something and he's just getting all of his pieces together. That's what it seems like to me. I really don't understand Soo-won so much. I don't think he's a bad person, but then again, I don't think he's a good person, because the way he killed the last king and the way he was going to kill Yona and the way he chased off his childhood friends like they're nothing, and he doesn't really seem to be too affected by believing they're dead. I don't really know if he even believes they're dead. But anyway, two of the ways that Soo-won was able to win over the general of the Earth Kingdom was basically showing him that there's value in these stones that were in this mine. They thought they were useless because they weren't very shiny. They thought that there weren't any value in those stones. And also his wife's tea. And you know, it's kind of funny, because if you think about like a fierce warrior, a fierce king, they're not supposed to be sitting there drinking tea. You know, it's not considered something that is extraordinarily manly. So the general was actually seeing all of these things and thinking, man, this guy's a fool, this guy's an idiot, this guy's a weakling. Turns out that this whole festival created an opportunity for Soo-won to have those gems incorporated in some of the armors worn by the general in their match. And there's speculation as to whether or not Soo-won threw the match and lost intentionally, so that the general of the Earth Kingdom, General Gunte, could be seen as this, valiant, or whatever, however you say that word, leader. Could be seen as this strong leader, and his garments, which incorporated those gems, would then increase in value, and he could, give an economic boost to the kingdom that way. And also during the match, some of the diplomats from other tribes were being offered tea, because Soo-won introduced some of those diplomats to the general's wife, who was making these tea plants. And he gave her a few ideas on how, it's not necessarily a bad thing that the tea, they don't have enough tea to sell the entire other tribes who all have an interest in it. He made it, he told it to her that, limited resources and a high demand just means that you can raise the prices, and the more inaccessible something is, the more desirable it is. So he's telling her a marketing scheme. And by the time General Gunte figured out that Soo-won was responsible for all of these things, after this festival, they actually, Soo-won already left. He was already on the road, and it's kind of a cliche in some stories, but it's a good one. Soo-won was already on the road. He was headed back to, I believe, Ko is the name of the kingdom, the capital of the kingdom, where he is, or wherever he's off to next. I don't necessarily know. He's going back home. I did like the old opening a bit more than this one. I know it's a bit off topic for this episode, but the new opening has promise if the story picks up and it becomes more battle oriented. I'm very interested in seeing how Yona manages. Some additional thoughts on the series. Since this is my first video, I haven't been able to review everything up until this point. I really want Yona to have some kind of new abilities, or some kind of greater fighting ability, something interesting. I like that she's picking up a weapon and learning how to fight, but one of the things that I really hate is when you have a main female character who's weak and they cry more than they fight and they battle. I mean, she did scar that one guy, and she did push that one Fire Kingdom guy off the ledge, and she shot that one bandit in the hand with her arrow as best she could, and she didn't hesitate to do that. However, I want to see her become this badass with this arrow, something like Legolas from Lord of the Rings, even just tearing these guys up, But I may be too optimistic. I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't want her to be this Princess Peach protected. I want her to be the one who has a final battle with Soo-won. I want the generals to take down the other generals of the other tribes until eventually Hawk gets taken down by Soo-won, and then Yona runs out there with double blades, and she's just going in on some Face Day Night stuff, and I would love to see that. Something like Archer from Face Day Night. That would be amazing. That would be above anything that I currently reasonably predict is going to actually happen in this show. So yeah, this is my first review. Hopefully I can get enough views. Hopefully I can get enough people to see my review, because I know everybody does YouTube reviews for anime, and I'm throwing my hat in the ring. My name, I haven't come up with it yet, but next video I will be starting off with that. Let me know what you think. Please comment, like, subscribe, the typical thing that people say. And I'm going to be bringing you guys reviews for some of the best shows that I like this season. And it's going to be easy for me because I'm getting ready to graduate from college. As you see, I'm in my dorm. I'm getting ready to go off into the real world. It's kind of a scary place, but not really. I'm going to do more school. If you want to know more about that, check out some later videos. and I'm getting ready to be done, and it's much like senior year of high school, so I got a lot of free time, a lot of videos. I know this video is running long, but anyway, see you guys later, and I'm